You know those offers that are just so good, they're basically impossible to refuse? Like you feel kind of dumb if you say no? Well, today we're going to break down the exact formula for creating offers just like that, all based on the work of entrepreneur Alex Hormozi. Let's get into it.
So let's start with this number, $36.14. This is how much money Alex Hormozi had in his entire bank account at one of his lowest points. Picture this. He just started a new business, paid his salesperson what they were owed, and then, bam, a bank freeze on his main account left him with, well, this. He was crashing at his girlfriend's parents' house, and that was it. That was all he had.
So the big question is, how do you go from that, literally rock bottom, to building a portfolio of companies worth over $100 million? I'll tell you, it wasn't luck. It was a repeatable, learnable system for creating offers that people just couldn't say no to. And that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now.
See, here's where most businesses get it wrong. They fall into what's called the commodity trap. Just imagine two people selling the exact same oranges side by side. If one guy's a penny cheaper, where are you going to go? To the cheaper one, right? This forces both of them into a race to the bottom on price, and it just crushes their profits. The only way to win is to stop playing that game, to stop selling a commodity and start selling a unique, amazing offer.
But here's the thing. Before you even start thinking about what you're going to sell, Hormozi says there is something way, way more important. And that brings us to our first huge revelation. You have to find the right market first. You got to find a starving crowd.
This idea is so simple, but it's incredibly powerful. Think about it like this. A pub closes at 3 a.m., and a huge crowd of hungry, drunk people all stumble out onto the street. Now, if there's a food truck right there selling just okay, mediocre burgers, it's gonna sell out instantly. Why? Because the market is starving. You could offer the most amazing gourmet meal in the world to people who just finished a huge dinner, and you wouldn't sell a single plate. The market you sell to matters more than anything else.
So how do you actually find one of these starving crowds? Well, you look for these 4 key things. First, they have to be in massive pain. They are desperate for a solution. Second, they need to have the purchasing power to actually afford what you're selling. Third, they've got to be easy to target. You need to know where to find them online or in the real world. And finally, you want to be in a market that's growing, not one that's shrinking, like, say, the newspaper industry.
To really hammer home that first point about massive pain, let's just think about a super simple scenario. Someone is dealing with a splitting headache right now. What are they more likely to buy in that exact moment?
A painkiller or some vitamin C. It's the painkiller, right? Of course it is. It solves an urgent, immediate, desperate problem. That's a need. The vitamin C, that's a want. It's for some future, desired state of better health. It's a purchase they can easily put off until tomorrow. Starving crowds don't want your product, they need it. They're looking for a painkiller.
Okay, so you found your starving crowd. Awesome. Now, you need to create something that they will see as insanely valuable. But value can feel kind of fuzzy, right? Abstract. Well, this is where Hormozi gives us a simple but brilliant equation that makes it totally concrete. Let's look at the science of value.
This equation gives us 4 levers we can pull to make any offer more valuable. It's pretty simple. To increase the value, you need to increase the customer's dream outcome and their belief, their perceived likelihood that they'll actually achieve it. At the exact same time, you have to decrease the time it takes to get that result, and you have to decrease the amount of effort and sacrifice they have to put in.
Let's make this super real with an example. Liposuction and a gym membership. Both promise the exact same dream outcome, weight loss. But just look at how they stack up in the value equation. Liposuction offers a nearly guaranteed result in a few hours with almost zero personal effort. The gym? That takes huge discipline every single day for months or even years. And honestly, the likelihood of success for a lot of people is pretty low. This is exactly why liposuction can charge thousands and thousands of dollars. Its perceived value, according to this equation, is just off the charts. All right, so now we know who to sell to, and we know what makes something valuable, so it's time to actually build one. Let's dive into the blueprint and walk through the 5 actionable steps to crafting your very own Grand Slam offer. The whole process starts by getting completely inside your customer's head. First, you get absolutely crystal clear on their dream outcome. Then, you work backwards and you list every single problem, every obstacle, big and small, that's standing in their way. From there, you turn each one of those problems into a potential solution. You brainstorm all the ways you could deliver those solutions. And finally, you package only the absolute best parts into one irresistible offer. And for that final trim and stack step, you sort all your possible solutions using a simple matrix like this.
Anything that's high cost for you to provide but is low value to them, just get rid of it. The goal, the real sweet spot, is to build your main offer from that top left box. Things that are low cost for you but deliver massive value to the customer. We're talking checklists, templates, recorded videos, things you make once that can deliver value again and again and again.
Okay, you have officially built the engine of your offer. It's solid. Now it's time to add the polish. These are the psychological triggers that take a really great offer and turn it into something people feel an urgent, burning need to buy, like right now.
To make your offer truly irresistible, you add these 5 key enhancers. You add scarcity, only 10 spots available, which creates a fear of missing out. You create urgency with a real deadline that forces a decision. You stack on valuable bonuses that make the whole deal feel like an unbelievable steal. You reverse all the risk with a powerful guarantee, making it a total no-brainer. And then you wrap it all up with a compelling name that really sells the dream outcome. It's this combination that creates that overwhelming desire to buy.
So, let's put it all together. From finding that starving crowd to engineering the value and stacking the final offer, you now have the blueprint. The only question left is the one you should be asking yourself. Using this exact formula, what is the offer you could create that your ideal customers would feel genuinely stupid saying no to?